Do you struggle with the idea of Satan? I did for the longest time, but I've come to believe he is real and that he rules this world, working diligently to separate us from Christ. My biggest issue is that how do we know what Satan looks like? Does he walk the earth appearing as a person or possessing a person? What about demons? Do they take the form as black shadows, something I've never seen before? Does Satan possess an individual like the ones where it seems everything they do is evil and demonic? It's easy to say that someone is evil when they do nasty things to us and others, but are they really evil people or who are possessed by Satan? I began to really question Satan's existence when I first started following Christ. I no longer believed that people themselves were evil, but as I've grown with Christ, I now know that Satan is and its demons are working overtime trying to get us to commit sin. They disguise themselves as good and angels of God. No longer do I believe that a person is Satan or a demon, but that demons are constantly working on us to do bad things, often tempting us into believing that these things are good. Nobody has literally viewed Satan, but he exists, and we have to keep our focus turning away and potentially saying, "Get behind me, Satan," choosing Christ over him. Satan is the source of sin, beginning with Adam and Eve, with Eve being tempted by Satan and encouraging Adam to sin, thereby beginning the struggle of separation from God and the true beginning of sin. We are living in a world that is full of demons controlled by Satan, and Satan is a spirit, and even Jesus said Satan is the ruler of this world. Demons are at work everywhere, even inside your church community. They're trying to infiltrate every part of your life, and you likely don't know it because their work often appears good but ends in devastation. A great example of Satan working in the church is manipulating someone who is lonely and desperate walking into the church, meeting someone who is also lonely and desperate. Maybe these people are new to the church, having recently come, getting baptized, and turning away from prior troubles. Maybe a violent marriage, or maybe they were addicts and they're breaking free from that. And the new rush of being baptized makes them feel new, and so they have this connection with somebody. And what happens is these couples connect quickly without getting to know each other further, believing that their relationship was a gift from God because they met in church. They quickly get married, and then the marriage implodes just as quickly as they get to know the real person they had just married. The new couple often turns away from church after having this experience, and they end up blaming God for setting them up with the wrong person. It's back to their old ways. You might wonder why God doesn't intervene, but He usually does through counsel from mentors and clergy in the church. The couple usually doesn't listen because they are so determined that if their partner is a gift from God, then everything should be right. But they don't remember this when the marriage blows up. Sometimes affairs happen in church, with the new couple claiming that God brought them together while their spouse is devastated after being faithful and is left embarrassed and hurt by the betrayal. This is not of God, but this is Satan's work, even though it feels good, and even though it happens in the church. This type of relationship is a sign of demonic activity that is influencing Christians to do something that goes against God's will, even with the couple saying it is God's will that brought them together. But the situation is not God's will. God would never tear a marriage apart. These situations dig deep and hurt far more than the couples involved. It impacts your brothers and sisters that are in your church family. It may leave them questioning why God would allow this to happen. People that are new to the church and being mentored see this and this is going to turn them away from church, causing them to see the hypocrites that are in church. And we're all hypocrites in church. The answer is free will. Now, free will gives Satan an incredible amount of power, but it also gives us the opportunity to reject Satan and choose God. God gives us that choice. We can choose to do what is wrong, or we can choose to do what is right. And sometimes what is wrong appears good and easy, and what is right appears hard and difficult. Satan is a source of stress, anxiety, and guilt brought on by us telling white lies so that we don't hurt our friends and family. We worry about making them mad and turning against us if we say the truth, opting to make them feel as though we accept the behavior that we would not otherwise approve of. The lies are deceptive and create resentment that is hard to overcome because that person the resentment is directed towards does not know how to deal with it. Satan may be the source of doing good, but doing it for the wrong reasons, and the punishment comes down the road. I had a girlfriend that quit drinking for me after I got so mad at her because I did wrong to protect her, which was my fault, not hers, but I took it out on her. She was desperate and she did not want to lose me because I told her I was done with her. It resulted in a resentment that could not be overcome. She resented me because she gave up drinking for me when she should have given up drinking for herself and her relationship with Christ. The good news is that she quit drinking, but the bad is that evil worked her over, resenting me as being the reason she gave up something that she loved, and she loved to drink. We lost one of the most cherished my most cherished relationships, and that really hurt me. Thankfully, I've come to understand why this happened by growing with Christ and understanding how demons impact us. I was able to let it go by giving her to Christ and focusing on my relationship with Him. If you're like me, you probably soak in some of what I'm saying and have to continue your journey as you learn more about how Satan works and the impact of demons. You might not buy into how I see it, and that's okay. Go ahead, do your research and dig in deeper. I hope this helps you to get there and to search deeper. And this is where I have come to when it comes to Satan and demons. I'm still learning, but this makes sense, and I believe this fits with the biblical definition as well. Let me know your thoughts. And do you have a different view of Satan and what demons look like? Maybe you don't believe in Satan, but if you're a Christian, it's pretty difficult to deny that Satan exists as it is biblical. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.